What I want to be sharing with you this moment is plan. So how to write simple plan for your fish farm. It is very, very important. Why plan? You may ask that question. Without plan, you can't control. So plan helps us to control. And that is why it is very important for you to understand how to put simple plan in place in your farm. What are those things you need to do to put those simple plan in place for fish farming? That's what I will be talking about here. So, and I want you to subscribe to this channel because it's going to be great. So for fish farming, if you are going into fish farming, what you need, they are very simple. So, and those things will help you to know where to put more money. Because when I talked about control now, we are talking about how to reduce your cost. Why you maximize your profit. And it's very important. So, I want to talk about fish costs that you need to establish a standard commercial fish farm. So, firstly, you need land. Land, number one. So, that land could be a plain land. What is important is that the land should be accessible. Place where you can access. Accessibility, what I mean is you can just place you can walk to or you can drive to, so have access to that land. Then another thing is source of water. You know, fish business these days does not really mean you will have to go to swamping area to practice. So I'll be showing some of things you can do. You have to make sure you have a better and successful production. Okay, I said you need water. That water could be borehole. It could be swamping area where you have water either very close to stream or ocean or river. So, and then you need generator. Yes, I'll be talking about different kind of type of production, but all these I'm talking about, they are fish capital. Fish capital, you buy them. I will tell you how they affect your production and how you need to be very careful in getting them and getting them right. Okay, you need pumping machine. So either generator, if you are using borehole and the like, so or you use solar panel. So all these, they are still your what? Fish capital. Pumping machine and accessories. It's not your pumping machine, particularly when you are dealing with earthen pond. So you need pumping machine. And the pumping machine that we are talking about, you need a hose, inlet, outlet. Then they are all your fish capitals. Then the pond, either earthen pond or trampoline. We have trampoline pond. We have earthen pond. We have concrete pond. For people who also do cage culture, your cage is still part of your fish capital for production. So I hope you are getting it now. Then we have the other one, which is another one, which is cover net. Yes, cover net is very, very important to prevent predators, particularly birds, that can come and pick your fish at will. So you need that. So cover net, or we also call it, some people call it security net, and then we talked about rand net as well. They are your fish capital. Rand net, they are very important. So they will be the one that will stand and welcome the other form of capital that will determine what you have and what you gain at the end of the day. Then next thing is dragging net. You need a dragging net. A net that you use to affect your fish. So for people who want to establish concrete tank, or what's it called, trampoline tank, what you need is scoop net. You need scoop net as well. Then a store. It's part of your fish capital. A store where you can store your feed when you bring them in, where you can put it in that store. Then bowl, a sizable bowl that you can put your feed inside to feed your fish. So whenever you want to feed, when you bring feed, you put it inside a bowl, then and use it to feed your fish. Then from apart from that, you need sorting basket. In case they just bring fish for you, you can do sorting. I'll show you all those things so that you can see how they all come together to make. Then another thing is scale. You need scale. You need scale, either analog or digital scale. Yes, you need it. So that's part of your fish capital. Then water testing kit, depending on where you are. If you don't have expert to do that for you, you can just get it and you use it. Then we talked about you need a aerator, depending on the kind of production you want to go into. These are the major fish capital you need to start a fish farm. The size of your farm is not measured by the kind of land you settle on it in fish production. The size of your farm depends on these things I just mentioned. If you have big land without moderate and manageable pond, it's not a big farm. So we have a big farm, big land, without having a good water managing system, pumping in and out, and how to harvest them, it's still not yet a big farm. Then these I just mentioned now, they are just fish capital for your farm. And when you invest into all these things, apart from that you want to lease it out, if you buy all these I just mentioned now, doesn't mean your profit is coming. So it doesn't determine your profit immediately, because they are just, you will use them in production. Definitely you will use them in production, but they are not the one that will determine that, I bought land, I bought generator, I have all the accessories and covenants, so that doesn't mean money will come. So we've seen a lot of farmers, like, they invest only on this fish capital, only to discover that they are good. They are very, very good, but the one that will determine your take home is a variable capital. So, and I want to talk about variable capital. There are very few in fish production, but very, 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 in fact, you have to pay attention to them, because they are the one that will determine what you will go home with. Okay, variable capital now. Some people call it variable cost. Of course, it's still variable capital. So you have feed. So people that have been in the production, when I call that name feed, I know how it will sound in their ear. Of course, if you are just coming to production, I'm not scaring you, but you have to understand the singular factor which is called feed. Feed as it is, there are a lot of things you can do to manipulate that, but if the manipulation is not well done, it will affect the growth of it. If you are coming into fish industry, what you need to understand is that everything you will be doing here, feed will take 75 to 80% of total cost of your production. That's the simple truth. Of course, I will be talking about how to analyze that with time. Of course, after feed now, the fish seed. The seed of the fish you have, I call it fish seed because from there you have your fry, you have your fingerlings, you have post fingerlings, you have juvenile, you have standard juvenile, then you have jumbo, then and so on. So it's a variable cost because the quantity of the fish you stock and feed will determine what you will have at the end of the day. Though pond being very important and other ones, but these ones will be the one that will justify your production. Then I put another one here in variable section here, which is called medication. So most farmers will not think about that because they just say fish. They take medicine. They take medicine. It's very important. Most of the imported feed and they produce, of course, they add some premix and some multivitamins into their feed that makes them very okay, suitable for use. But it's advisable farmer, as a commercial farmer, you have some little medications that you have in your farm in case of any emergency. You don't have to be worried. Just get them in minute quantities, keep them there, So in case of emergency, it's very important. And then the other variable cost I have here is fuel. Your fuel is very important now. The petrol, and if you are not using petrol, probably you are using solar. It's added advantage for you. Then and I extract a particular aspect. When you have all this I just mentioned now, I'm telling you, you have a complete system that can give you fish of different size. Yes, of different size. The other aspect of it that is a most important, I put it separate. I didn't put it inside the fixed cost. I did not put it inside variable cost. But on normal ground, it should be under variable cost. But why I did not put it there is that is the major factor, labor. Labor. You have to understand that human capacity, the person that is going to feed your fish, the level at which the person is going to be committed to the feeding is another thing. If you have the whole big farm and large fish, and the person there taking care of them is not minding the way he's giving them the feed, your fish may not be up to what you were expecting. So labor is another factor that you need to work on. These are the major things. It can help you. These things I just mentioned, as simple as they are very, very important. Particularly if you are a fish farmer, you have to give attention to this. Then in the next video, I'll be talking about if you have a particular amount of money, how you can allocate money for production without stress. Of course, you need it. How you can allocate money for production. If it is, if you have just 100,000 naira, you are bringing into production. I'm just using that as an example. You should know where you will spend most of your money, because sometimes it's not that the money you bring into production, that is not that money that is too small or too high, but the way you spend it on this thing will determine whether you will have a successful production or not. I hope you find this very helpful. Abiodun Mountain Kiss is my name. Subscribe to this channel as we journey together on production, marketing of fish. Thanks so much, and God bless you.